Hello, my name is Katie, and I am here looking like a sweaty mess because I've been running around like crazy today. But it is what it is. I'm here to film my September TBR, and I hope you enjoy it regardless. So I thought to begin with, maybe we would go over the books that I have pulled into my September TBR from my Trash My TBR video, which I will leave linked in the cards and in the description box if you want to go check that one out. I have chosen too many. I've chosen too many. There's no way all of these are getting read. It's just not possible. But since I'm like a big mood reader, this gives me lots of options when I'm choosing my next book. So that's why I do this. First up, we have How the Irish Saved Civilization, The Untold Story of Ireland's Heroic Role from the Fall of Rome to the Rise of Medieval Europe by Thomas Cahill. There were a couple people who mentioned this in my Trash My TBR video. Only one of them had actually read it, and she said, like, once you get past like the beginning portion, it goes pretty well. And then I had someone else interested in it. I did read the first chapter or so, and it seems promising. So I'm gonna give this a shot. Next are two books that I actually had anticipated getting rid of, and instead I was so intrigued that they made my September TBR. I did like my very own personal try chapter to try and weed things out. I thought about filming it, but I just didn't have it in me, so. We have Turn Right at Machu Picchu, Rediscovering the Lost City One Step at a Time by Mark Adams. I really enjoyed the bit I read of this. This was one of those where I was like, oh, I'll just read one more chapter. I'll just read one more chapter. So I think I'm actually... yeah, I'm on chapter 4. I was only supposed to read one chapter. I was trying a chapter, and I'm 4 chapters in now. So obviously I was enjoying the writing style quite a bit. I'm hoping that this continues with the good writing and the interesting content all the way through. If so, Mark Adams has another book that I'm interested in. Where is it? Tip of the Iceberg, My 3,000-Mile Journey Around Wild Alaska, The Last Great American Frontier. So if this goes well, I might try and read that one too. This is the other one I thought I was going to get rid of. How Not to Be Wrong, The Power of Mathematical Thinking by Jordan Ellenberg. I started this and I was so into it. So Jordan Ellenberg is actually a math teacher. And the way he set this book up and the way I think it's going to go, I'm so here for it. It seems to me that you'll get the most out of this if you have more than just like basic math education. Although he says that a lot of this is based on articles that he wrote for various magazines and stuff, and that he would hear from people who said they aren't good at math, they don't like math, but they really enjoyed his articles. So I will let you know my final thoughts once I finish it, but so far I'm really enjoying it. So the next 4 that I've chosen, I didn't try a chapter of because I knew I was interested in them regardless. So I picked Twilight of Democracy, The Seductive Lure of Authoritarianism by Applebaum, mostly because it's short and I think I'll be able to just like get through it real snappy. I picked The Brain, The Story of You by David Eagleman because I noticed in the comments of the Trash My TBR video quite a few people were interested in things that were scientific and medical in nature or about the brain or psychology, things like that. So I thought I would go ahead and give this one a try for all those interested. The Book of Firsts is another one that got quite a bit of interest. Now this is actually over, I think it's almost 600 pages long, so I think this is going to be like my fall project book. So I had the, oh my gosh, it was like science history. It went through like milestones in science from the beginning of time with like the creation of agriculture, and then carried it through to like 2016, 2017. So I think I'm going to use this as like my fall project book where I'm just going to take my time with it and read a little bit here and there and hopefully have it finished in the next few months. And then the last one I've chosen was Math and the Mona Lisa, The Art and Science of Leonardo da Vinci by Bulent Atalay. I just want to read this quite a bit, so I've decided to prioritize it, and yeah, we'll see how this goes. I don't know, obviously, how many of these I'm going to get through in September, but we're trying. I have one other nonfiction that I'm trying to get to in September, and that is The Story of More, How We Got to Climate Change and Where to Go From Here by Hope Jahren. I've said before, I really enjoy Hope Jaren's writing style. I read Lab Girl a couple of months ago, and it was excellent. It's probably one of my favorite nonfiction books of the year at this point. So I'm hoping that this is just as excellent. Okay, so the fiction section is a little odd. Most of it is books that I've either gotten from Goodreads giveaways that I need to read, or it's me trying to finish up the books that I still have left to read for the Goodreads Awards reading challenge that I set for myself. The first one we'll talk about is not for either of those, I just want to read it. It's Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston. I love this cover. It's middle grade, it should be pretty quick, and I'm really looking forward to getting to this one. So the next two here are from Goodreads giveaways. I have Churchill's Secret Messenger by Alan, is that Hlad? Hlad? I don't know. I don't know a ton about this. It's obviously World War II historical fiction, which is a thing that I enjoy. So hopefully I will like this one as well. If not, at least it was free, I guess. And then the other Goodreads giveaway book I have is The Dictionary of Lost Words by Pip Williams. This is mainly following a girl whose father is on this committee to create the dictionary, and all the words that they like discard as being too lowbrow for the dictionary or whatever, she is collecting the scraps with these words written on them and like creating her own dictionary more or less. And I really liked that general synopsis. I think it'll be an interesting read. The rest of these are from the Goodreads Choice Award Challenge. I'm trying to get through all the books on the fantasy list. The exception is like Brandon Sanderson has a book on there, and it's like the third book in a series. And I'm not about to do that to myself. So, you know, it's not like I'm reading everything that was on the short list, but I'm getting through most of them. So to that end, I have The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. So many people love this book, but then I've also heard some, maybe not the best things about T.J. Klune and where he pulled inspiration for this book. So I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to look a little bit more into that controversy and kind of give you my 2 cents. I also have The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I have the Owl Crate Special Edition. Like, look how pretty this is. It's the naked hardcover, and it's just gorgeous. But I've heard some not so good things about this book, and now I'm scared. So I'm going to try to get to it this month, and hopefully I like it more than some other people I've seen. And then the final in the Goodreads Choice Fantasy section was A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. This one I've heard kind of mixed reviews of as well. The only book I've read by Naomi Novik was Spinning Silver, and I didn't care for it. I think I actually unhauled it at some point. So we'll see. This has like a magical school element, which is something I really enjoy in books. So hopefully this will be more up my alley. And the last 2 books on this TBR are from the Goodreads Choice, I think it's just like fiction section. I only have 2 left. I've read all the other ones. So I have Anxious People by Fredrik Backman. I've heard some people say that even though they've read other books by this author that they didn't like, they really enjoyed this book. So I'm hoping I have the same reaction. I tried to read, I think it was My Grandmother Wants Me to Tell You She's Sorry, or something like that. And I didn't finish it. I didn't care for it. So I'm hoping that I get along better with this one. I think it has something to do with people being held hostage during a bank robbery. Look, I don't know. It's something to do with a bank robber and people connecting because of that, or some such. Anyway, really looking forward to this one. And then the final one I have for that challenge is American Dirt by Jeanine Cummins. This is another one that actually lost its Oprah's Book Club status because there was some kind of controversy with it. I already owned it when all that came out. So I'm going to read it and, like the other book, look into the controversy with it, and then just kind of give you my 2 cents. Maybe I'll try to find reviews from people who didn't appreciate it because of said controversy or something along those lines, just to give you more than just my perspective on the situation. American Dirt is about a woman who lives in Mexico and runs a bookstore. She and her family wind up on the wrong side of a drug cartel and end up immigrating to the United States. Just from that alone, it's pretty easy to me to see how that could be controversial. So I'll let you know when I've finished the book and looked into the situation a little further, what I think about it. And that is my September TBR. It is excessive, but what else is new? I did pretty well on my August TBR, so I'm not thinking I'll have too much trouble getting through most of these. I think if anything, it's going to be the nonfiction that suffers a little here. But yeah, let me know all your thoughts in the comments about any of these books, or if you have something in particular you're excited for in September, you can let me know that as well. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you soon. Bye.